greatest Insta story known to mankind. I'm gonna turn this into a vlog. Don't make fun of my glasses. I just did 23andMe and found out that I have a very high chance of macular degeneration. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Basically, I'm blind. I turned 42 and I can't see nothing. So like every day, these guys are getting bigger and stronger. There's no prescription on these, so I can't see nothing. Really that good. So anyway, I have macadamia nuts in my teeth. I'm gonna tell you the truth about the health and fitness industry. My son and my daughter are graduating tomorrow and the next day, and I got their presents a long time ago and just remembered that I forgot to get something. So I am at Joann's, and I'm gonna go in there and try and find what I need. Vlogging's like next level, y'all. I don't really know how you do it. I need to get some like handheld camera thing. And people are just like watching you, wondering, why are you talking to yourself? Dude, the internet's weird. Social media is weird. I'm trying to buy into it, but I don't know if I don't know if it's gonna last. So I need to change out these glasses because now I can't see nothing. Oh, magic. I don't really know where anything is because, well, I'm not really a crafter. So let's see what we can find. Okay, so I think I need pipe cleaners, and this is like pipe cleaner extravaganza. Okay, how many are in these? I think it says 25. I mean, that's kind of fair, right? They're stripy. They look kind of cool. I don't know, I'll put it together and show y'all what it looks like. But I have to check out now, so. We wonder why the world is obese. Because I'm checking out of a craft store, and that's what's in the checkout. Alright, so done, we did it, quick and painless. But guess what? When I was across the street at the grocery store, you know, the grocery store that has my bank in it, I didn't go to the flippin' ATM to, not the ATM, the teller. I didn't go to the teller to get money to put on these stupid things. Now I gotta go back to the market, across the street with all these crazies. I don't know where y'all are from, but I live in LA and people don't know how to drive. They don't. They have no, like, spatial intelligence. Nothing. Oh, Miss Express. Here we go. Oh my God, it's like Africa in my house right now. I just had to turn the air on and it sounds horrible. I'm getting a new air conditioning unit. Anyway, I haven't had a soda in years, like legit years. Like I couldn't even tell you the last time I tasted a Diet Coke. It was just something that I had to do when I had to get my life on track. One of these days I'll do a vlog about like my health history and my autoimmune issues and all that kind of stuff. For me personally, I decided that I wasn't gonna have any artificial stuff. I wasn't gonna have any stuff that you could clean an engine with, you know, Coca-Cola. Although delicious, I used to drink a 6-pack of Diet Coke a day. I'm a big fan. Anyway, so I've never done that. And then I switched when I started keto about a year ago. I wanted to fast a lot, and we'll talk about the benefits of fasting in another video. But to get through my fast, I needed something that didn't have any calories in it and that wasn't going to break my fast, so nothing that would spike my blood sugar. And someone told me about sparkling water. I have never liked sparkling water. I think it tastes like dirt, and I'm not a fan. But just like anything, you will be surprised what you grow to love or tolerate when you really have a goal and you want to get to it. So I started drinking sparkling water, but my husband started on this like low carb, high fat lifestyle recently, and has been doing, like, really embraced it. Like, I didn't force it, trust me, it was his own idea. And he discovered something that apparently is like soda, but not soda. So we bought some, and I'm gonna taste one, and I'm not really sure how I'm gonna feel about it, to be quite honest. But they have like a Dr. Pepper, a Coke, a Sprite, a ginger ale, a blah, 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 blah. I bought the ginger ale one. I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna taste it and see what happens. So here, funny side note, I sent my 10-year-old in to grab one of these for my husband yesterday, and she couldn't get it out of the packaging because she didn't know how to handle soda. I think that's a mom win. My kids don't drink soda. So this is what they look like. That's the Dr. Pepper one. It's called Live. I think it's Live, 0 sugar. I'm gonna show you the ingredients. Like, it's got those like horrible dolphin killer plastic things. Seriously, you need to cut those up. If you drink soda or you drink anything like this that comes in any of those packages, I don't care if you like animals or not, cut them up because nobody wants to die, right? All right, so I'm gonna show you this. Which way? Here's the label. Here's the ingredients. Can you see it? Carbonated water, erythritol, natural flavors, citric acid, monk fruit extract, live probiotic. Side note, I did a little research. Natural flavors, I'm not a big fan, okay? 99% of the time I'm a fan of eating real food. Natural flavors has beaver butt in it. That's right, you heard me. Beaver butt. I don't really know, I'm gonna taste it anyway, because delicious. I know for me, well, let's say in general, this is one of the things, sugar alcohols and monk fruit extract. So erythritol, oh, sounds like a soda, is a sugar alcohol. It is derived from corn. I ate so much corn back in the day that I gave myself an allergy to corn. And I use erythritol a lot, like in baking and stuff. I make keto ice cream and I make desserts and stuff because I used to be really fat, 250 plus pounds. And I do have a sweet tooth. I noticed that I am sensitive to it in the sense that it makes me bloated and I don't feel 100% when I eat it, but I eat it anyway. And monk fruit gives me like really bad gas, but it's delicious. It's a struggle. You got to find your situation. But the best part is that neither of these things spike your blood sugar. And when your blood sugar is spiked, we store fat. So, experiment. I'm still working on it. So I'm stalling. Can you tell? Because I'm afraid. But I'm going to taste it anyway. Legit, it smells like ginger ale. What do they call it? Live soda ginger with probiotics. It's backwards, but okay. Okay. So I don't miss soda. It doesn't taste like ginger ale, but it definitely tastes like ginger. I feel like, okay, so I used to really like the way that soda felt in my throat, and now I'm not a big fan. But I'm gonna be impartial. Yeah, it tastes super gingery, which is great because maybe, I don't know, it said natural flavors, it didn't say actual ginger, so I don't really know how they do that. Maybe there's like ginger extract that I don't know about. The label says that it has 0 sugar with billions of probiotics. Dun, dun. I can't really have it. I'm gonna put it in the fridge and maybe someone else in my family will drink it later so that we don't become wasteful. It's leaving like a filmy kind of taste in my mouth. But if you miss soda and you really want soda, I highly suggest it. I bet you their Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite versions are probably delicious if you really need soda. It's been so long. Like, I stopped soda before I ever went keto. I stopped soda like 6-7 years ago. I don't even remember. That I don't even really care. So it's not something that I miss in my life. I'd much rather eat food, but that's just me. So no judgment. No judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. So now I'm gonna get, oh my God, my boob looks giant. I'm gonna get to getting, before my kids get back from MMA with my husband, about trying to figure out this graduation thing with those pipe cleaners that I bought. So come on. I don't know where I put them. Did I leave them in my car? I think I might have left them in my car. I don't know. This is what happens when you're a mom. Like, you just disaster pants. It's what's happening. It's a show. Oh my God, don't lock yourself out of the house, Nicole. Oh, I really think I should have like actual cameras following me around. I mean, I don't know that I am as interesting as a Kardashian. Legit, I bought them. You saw me carry them to my car. What did I do with them? Did I put it in the bag? Oh, I gotta go find them. Attempting to make origami hearts out of dollars. What have I gotten myself into? I have to make a lot of them. Finished product. Okay, so it's actually the next day. So I'm gonna have to finish this vlog via day 2. It's been a crazy morning. My son just graduated kindergarten. I've been back and forth to school. I've literally lost count now. Had to get a belt, his pants are falling down. Had to take his diploma home. Had to come back for a party because I had to take pictures. And then he decided he wanted a second lunch. So good thing I live around the corner from the school because I had to go back and bring him a lunch. And then we did a workout in his class because, I mean, fitness. It's, you know, what we do. We want to teach these kids young to be healthy. And now I am going to vote because I'm in Southern California. I gotta go vote. And then I have to turn around and go back to school and pick them up from school because that's what we do, because mom life. So anyway, the whole point of this vlog is to share something that people in fitness don't talk about a lot but we're human and we don't like to admit when we're wrong. Me, however, the older I get, the more willing I am to admit when I'm wrong, because I'm not the one that's setting all these rules. I'm not a scientist. I can't argue with biology and all that kind of stuff. So when a study comes out that proves something to be false, we need to own that and we need to move on from it. So in health and fitness, it's constantly changing because it takes years and years. I miss my street. Years and years to come up with the results from trials. And we also have to take in consideration what the test group is. And most times we don't. We just like look at a study and we're like, oh, if we don't eat, then our body stores fat and we get fat. No, this is not true. None of this is true. Okay. All done. We did it. We voted. I don't put the sticker on because, I mean, why do they give out stickers? That's like giving out a award for doing what you're supposed to do, what you have the great privilege of doing. Like, here's a medal for doing your civil duty. I don't know, whatever. Lame. Just go vote. Vote. That's what you're supposed to do. Good. Go. Bye. Okay, seriously, on a serious note about voting, I happen to live in the state of California. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't share the same views as most Californians. And if you know anything about the state of California, that means that 9 times out of 10, my vote doesn't count. Technically. But it does count. I have to vote because if everyone who thought their vote didn't count just didn't vote, it all adds up. But if everyone voted that thought that their vote didn't count, that adds up. And maybe one day our voice will be heard. So don't take advantage of the freedoms that you have. We live in the greatest nation in the world, and let's not take it for granted. So if you're 18, that's a whole other conversation. You should totally have to be older to vote. But if you're 18 and you have a mind of your own, okay? Educate yourself. Don't follow what other people are doing. Don't be a sheep. Go educate yourself. It doesn't matter what party you are. You could consider yourself a Democrat or a Republican or a Libertarian or whatever. There's all these like fancy new whatever. It doesn't matter what party you are. Vote for what matters to you, but know what you're voting for. Okay? Don't just follow what everybody else says. Know what you're voting for. Educate yourself. and do the right thing, because this is the only world that we have to live in. And if you're pissed off or you don't like the way things are going, it's because you don't vote. Vote. Use your voice. Make a difference in your community. If you don't like how things are going, start in your community. Start small. Talk to a senator. Talk to a governor. Talk to someone in your county. Find a cause that you believe in and start little and build. But make a difference. Don't just wait till we have a presidential election to think that your vote's going to count, because it's not. And you don't have a right at that point. Okay? You don't have a right to open your mouth if you don't like the way things are going. It's just, there's nothing anybody can say to combat that. Okay? If you are a citizen of the United States of America, you have certain responsibilities and certain rights. Don't twist them. Okay? That's it. I could talk about this forever, and then no one would ever watch my videos again, so let's keep going. Okay, I don't know how you people vlog. This is like taking forever. How do you guys like vlog stuff and then edit it and have it come out the next day? Clearly, I have a lot of work to do. But we're gonna stick with this grassroots version and just see what comes out of it, and hopefully I can edit it into something coherent. I've been in the fitness industry not that long, only about 7 years. I went to the National Academy of Sports Medicine. You have a stop sign, dude, stop. I am a college dropout. College dropout, not proud of that. Not proud of that one bit, but I'm a college dropout, but I was an honor student all throughout my academic career, and I did go to some college. I went to school for marine biology and realized that there was no way I could get around extreme seasickness, and instead of picking a new major, I dropped out. Flippin' ridiculous. Anyway, so I did other things. I was in the beauty business. I was in the finance business for years. I was really good at that. But I felt like I was lying to people every day, and couldn't look at myself in the mirror. And so I stumbled into fitness. That's a totally different video. Anyway, so for years, I went against everything that I preach and believe today, which is I just kind of followed what everybody else was doing. I was flying by the seat of my pants. I didn't know what was going on. Eat every 2 hours. Keep a steady metabolism. Don't let your blood sugar spike. Eat chicken breasts and broccoli. Move more, eat less. Like every cliche, meme thing you could think of, I preached. And listen, it works. It's miserable, but it works. Move your body. Drink a lot of water. Keep it as healthy as possible. Eat from the earth, not from a box. Everything that everybody already knows. And that's not wrong. Okay? Let's just start there. It's not wrong. But it's also not the end all be all of how to be a healthy individual. And I didn't learn that until this past year. I learned that the more I studied science, the more I stopped listening to the masses, and the more I actually buckled down and researched, the more I started to learn that mass media isn't right. And that admitting that you're wrong is more valuable than carrying on a lie because of pride. It's okay to admit that you're wrong, right? It's okay, because if not, you're carrying on a lie and people are getting confused, because it's just this perpetual lie that we keep telling people, that we keep preaching to people to get them to come back in and buy our online trainer and eat this new fad diet. And listen, health and fitness and nutrition, it's a blueprint, right? It's like building a house. Every house requires schematics, like some kind of blueprint. But as you're building it, if you decide, oh, I want my floors to be different, or I want the receptacle in a different place, you can make changes to suit your particular needs. It's the same with health and fitness. What works for my body isn't gonna work for your body. What works for his body isn't gonna work for her body. And that is something that we don't preach enough. So let's take keto, for example, because that is the most Google searched diet in 2017. We're now in 2018. And B, it's this thing that just people are running with, to the point that everybody's confused because everybody says something different. They're all similar, they adapt it differently, and everybody's confused. So let's clarify it. Keto has been around since the 20s. You couldn't have paid me $1 million to even attempt a keto diet. And a girlfriend of mine was trying to convince me forever. She's very prominent in the fitness industry, incredibly well-known, fitness products, bodybuilding, I'm not gonna say her name because everybody would know, but I grew up with her and she was trying to tell me about it, and I was basically telling her, you're nuts, no way, you need carbs, blah, 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 blah. Why? Well, because I used to weigh 250 pounds multiple times before I ever had children, by the way. Let's just make that clear. I lost 75 pounds, was working for a plastic surgeon, had liposuction and implants, and then gained 100 pounds. So I was in Weight Watchers when I was 12. I had plastic surgery, been on every diet you can think of. The only thing I never did was fen-phen because I can't even have caffeine, so that just seemed, I couldn't handle that. Still put on 100 pounds. And that's when I was like, oh, I have an eating disorder. I have a horrible relationship with food. I need to figure out where I'm going wrong. This was many, 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 many years ago. This was before I even got into fitness. Then I got into fitness and had some great mentors and started measuring my food. And I was eating chicken breast and broccoli and peanut butter and trail mix every day, drinking tons of water. I had quit smoking cigarettes. I'd stopped drinking soda. I never drank coffee. And I started to work out like crazy. Cardio sometimes twice a day, very light weightlifting. And I got really slim. I was not strong. I couldn't do a push-up. I didn't really feel good. I struggled with anxiety, vertigo, autoimmune diseases, but I was looking better and I wasn't fat anymore. And I was like, oh, well, okay, so this is my new lifestyle. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna live like this forever. And I did. I lived like it for years and it worked. I looked good. I was smaller than I'd ever been. I then had another baby, and after that baby, I was smaller than I'd ever been in my whole life. So skinny. I look back at pictures and I was like, dang, I don't even remember being that skinny. But again, couldn't do a push-up. Couldn't pick anything heavy up. I was so hungry and tired all the time. I slept like crap all the time. My periods were a mess. My hormones were off. I did the typical eat every 2 hours, limited calories, one cheat meal a week of whatever I wanted to eat. I stopped drinking like 7 years ago too, so I don't drink alcohol at all. Not because I have a problem with alcohol, but because I like to eat food and I'd rather eat my calories than drink them, but that's my choice. That's something that I did. And I went on like this and I thought this was cool, and I was a trainer and I would preach this to my clients, and I never really understood the science around it, so I was just saying, this works, do this. And I wrote nutrition plans and I wrote exercise plans, and they work, and my clients would see results. I had clients lose over 70 pounds, and multiple dress sizes, and they were so happy. But then those clients would always come back 6 months later, a year later, and they were heavy again and they felt like crap again. And this has been like a cycle for years. And why is this happening? Why I couldn't, it was the same as when I worked in finance. I felt like I was selling a lie and I was an imposter, and what am I selling and what am I teaching people? I'm not teaching people anything. I'm just keeping a steady income because they had to keep coming back because it wasn't sustainable. No. Cut to, I run into my fitness friend again, and she starts talking to me about keto again. And I learned that she has cured cancer in animals through a ketogenic lifestyle. She went from weighing and measuring her food for decades to eating intuitively, eating when she was hungry, and not eating when she wasn't hungry. And her body wasn't storing fat, and she was stronger than she'd ever been, and her body was building all this muscle, and it was sparing its muscle. And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get my head around the science that I thought I knew. And it was all keto. And I'm like, ugh, if I hear the buzzword keto one more time, I'm gonna punch that person and punch myself. Like, I wanna be like anti-keto. But then I went home and I was driving with one of my best friends and we were talking about it and we were like, dude, I kinda wanna do this, but I'm scared because I can't have bananas anymore. And what do you mean I can't have fruit? And what do you mean I can't? And I kept saying I can't. And I'm like, this is not what life is about. Life should not be about counting macros all the time, obsessing about what I can eat and when I can eat, when there are people around this world, around this globe, that don't even know when they're gonna get to eat again. And here I am like, I just can't eat dessert tonight. I just don't go to the fridge. Or, oh, I'm so hungry. No, we have it backwards. We're such a hot mess and we are so obsessive, especially in America. So I'm in Southern California and it is even worse out here, where people only care what they look like and they only put their fake life on social media. None of it's real. So let's get real. So I leave this fitness expo having talked to her and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then I actually thought about it and I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. Nope. I'm gonna go back to my chicken breasts and my broccoli and the stuff that I know works. I'm gonna work out really hard and I'm gonna carb up and protein up before and post workout. And I'm gonna bring my protein shakes with me to the gym. And I'm gonna do this because I don't want my blood pressure to drop and like pass out while I'm working out, and which also is a lie, by the way. That is just unless you've been diagnosed with like blood pressure issues from your doctor, forget what I'm about to say. It is your epinephrine and norepinephrine hormones. That is your flight or flight in your body. And it's okay to feel like that, okay? Breathe through it. 9 times out of 10, unless, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. Check with your doctor. But as long as you're a healthy individual, your body's freaking out because it's doing something that it's not used to doing. Breathe through it and you'll be okay. That's number 1. So number 2, I scratched the keto. I'm like, nope, done. I'm not doing it. And then I find myself at a memorial for a really good friend of mine who passed away too soon. And we're just hanging out around the graveside and we're just reminiscing. And I run into a buddy who used to be really heavy and now is fit as heck. And he's a coach and he's just an all-around great guy. And he doesn't push anything on anybody. And we just kind of organically started talking about keto again. And I don't know what it was about the way that he was doing it, but whatever he was selling, I had this urge, this need to buy it. And we talked about it and I pushed back and I was like, but I can't have this and I can't have that and I can't have whatever. And he was like, listen, you can have whatever you want. He goes, but understand that this is how it works and don't listen to me, do your own research. And man, all night I couldn't get it out of my head. So I came back home, straight Clockwork Orange style. I got on the internet and went down this rabbit hole of study after study after study. And that night, I don't think I slept. It was like podcast after podcast. Joe Rogan, Leanne Vogel, Thomas DeLauer, Finney, science studies, videos, YouTubes, Keto Connect random. I found these guys, Sean Baker, Livin' La Vida Low Carb, Keto Mojo, like there were all these things and it was just like coming at me like Star Wars, like shoom, 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 shoom. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. He says one thing and she says one thing and which one is right? But it didn't matter what they said because each of them had something to say that made me be like, I've been doing this wrong my whole, okay. And it was like this light bulb and I had to just see for myself. So I made a deal with myself that for 3 months, I was gonna dive in 100%. I went to the grocery store and literally, I didn't know what to do. And my grocery cart had avocados, heavy cream, grass-fed butter, and bacon. I think the only thing out of that entire shopping cart that I've ever eaten was avocado. And it was just a little bit of avocado because too much was too much fat, right? I didn't know what to do. I started with like the worst. I was making like fat bombs and I was eating bacon and I was just putting butter in my morning tea because I didn't know what else to do. It was a disaster. I wasn't sleeping good. I was bloated. My periods became irregular. I didn't know what was going on. I hit the 3-month mark and all of a sudden I started feeling a little better and I wasn't ready to stop. I had to keep going and it was like I started falling in love with the science and with the experimentation, and I would just try new things every couple weeks. Like I'd up my protein, or I'd up my carbs because there was this big thing like, well, if you work out hard, then you need to up your carbs. And I'm a fitness instructor, so I teach multiple classes. I lift multiple times a week. I also do cardio. I also go hiking. I am very, very active. So I'm like, oh, well, I need more carbs. This is not true. But now it's been a little over a year and I'm still experimenting. I'm still trying to find out what my sweet spot is, because what we are learning in this community that men's bodies respond differently to keto than female bodies. Why? Real talk. Y'all, you men, simple. Super simple. You guys are like a bicycle, right? Got a couple tires, got a chain. You don't really even have any gears. You're kind of like my 10-year-old's bicycle. Very simple. You look good, but it doesn't take a lot to keep you running right. Females, we're like a fine-tuned Harley Davidson. And it takes a lot of tweaking to make sure that we are running right. So what happens in our bodies when you go on a ketogenic life journey, your body responds right away. And generally speaking, as long as you're keeping your fats high, your carbs low, and your protein moderate, you don't even have to exercise and weight just falls right off like melted butter. For us, the weight doesn't come off as quickly. Unless you are morbidly obese and you have a ton of weight to lose, like you'll see a weight loss. And everybody, when you pull carbs out of your diet, FYI, you'll see a big weight loss in the beginning. Why? Because carbs carry water. And then you deplete your body of those things, and your body all of a sudden is releasing all of that, the water, the minerals, everything through your urine, through your sweat, and you all of a sudden lean out a few pounds to maybe 10 or so pounds, depending on how much weight you have to lose in the first couple weeks. But then that stalls, and then a lot of times some of the weight comes back. It's totally normal as your body starts to regulate. But for us, we've been dieting so long, up and down, yo-yo dieting our whole lives. We have hormones. Some of us have autoimmune diseases. Some of y'all have PCOS. Whatever it is, the way our bodies work is, first, it corrects our metabolism, right? It starts to correct everything, and it takes a long time, and it could take years. It depends on how broken we are. And then once that's done and everything starts to regulate itself, and we get our sleep right and our minerals right and our food is right, we're eating whole foods, then our body will start to drop weight. But what we have to come to terms with as females is that we have to come to terms with the fact that our bodies might like being a little heavier than what we think is right for our eyes. For our bodies to function at the peak, right? To function properly, to have our metabolism corrected, our hormones in line, our feels to be really good, our sleep good, our workouts good, we might look a little bigger than we necessarily want. but that's okay. There's always ways to tweak it. The point is that what we used to believe is correct has now come out not correct. So if you have taken this journey onto trying to attempt a ketogenic lifestyle for weight loss, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're doing it for health reasons, you're doing it right, and the weight will come off when it's appropriate, when your body is ready to let it go. Keto is not a quick fix. Trust me, I wanted to debunk it so bad. And people ask me every day, you still doing that keto diet thing? Hey Nicole, you still on that keto kick? You still following that keto fad? No. Call it keto, call it low carb, call it what you want to call it. But I'm on that lifestyle train that makes me feel good, that's gonna keep me from losing my mind one day. It's gonna keep my body healthy. If something comes out today that says that this will kill me, you bet your bottom dollar that I will come back on this vlog and I will say I was wrong. Because I've been wrong about a lot of things. I haven't been wrong. Science has been wrong, and I've been preaching it because that's what I do for a living, is that I have to teach fitness and nutrition. That's what I do. So I take the studies that come out and I preach them. But I failed because I don't just take the studies. I haven't just taken the studies. I've been taking what people say about the studies, not taking into account what the test group was, what they're really comparing it to, and just kind of regurgitating what I have heard. I've been doing that for years and no more. I haven't done that in a long time, and I will come and say if I've been wrong every time. Moral to the story is, don't believe everything you hear. Do your own research. The fitness industry is a liar. It's not always willing to admit when it's wrong. If you like what you're doing and it's working for you and it's healthy, do it. If you don't, try something new. But don't try something new every day, because your body will never be able to adjust or adapt, and you'll be doing it more harm than good. Studies show that if you adapt one new thing at a time, you're 80% more likely to succeed. But if you try and change multiple things at a time, you are 100% likely to fail. And we don't want to fail anymore. We don't want to start over anymore. We've been starting over too many times. So do what works for you. Worry about yourself, and then go on your way. That is my little dog. Shh. Bodhi! The irony of all of this is that I have a diabetic dog that requires insulin twice a day. And if he wasn't so dang old and on his last leg, I would probably attempt to cure him through some form of ketosis. But he's just happy to be alive at this point, so we're just gonna let him live out his days happy and on insulin. So anyway, I don't know. I hope I shared something with you that made some kind of sense. I probably didn't. This feels very like a babble blog, but it's my first vlog, so I hope you like it. Subscribe. I don't really know what to share with you guys unless you tell me what you want to hear. Pass it on, send it on, and let me know what you want to know. If you want to know about my personal weight loss journey, if you want to know about the classes I teach and how I lost 100 pounds and how I keep it off and how I work out to keep it off. I'm one of those chicks that likes to have muscles, that likes to be strong. I learned a long time ago that I like food so much, I'm probably never gonna be skinny. I'd rather be strong. I'd rather be strong, I'd rather be healthy in my mind. I stick to this keto thing because I don't wanna lose my mind. I got an awesome husband, some great kids, and I wanna remember who they are. But I wanna stay healthy as much as possible. My mother passed away of pancreatic cancer. I smoked cigarettes for 17 years, so I'm doing everything I can to live the best life I know how and live for my kids and live for my family. And you should do the same thing, because it's the only life we got, right? Don't obsess about your bodies, you guys. Don't obsess about food. Live your life. If you want to have a drink, have a drink. If you want to eat a slice of pizza, eat a slice of pizza. But understand how the body works. It's not that carbs are bad. It's that the sugar is bad. And when we ingest those things and our blood sugar spikes and we jack around with our insulin, that's when things go awry. Sugar is like heroin. And we chase it. We chase that fix. I've realized that the reason why we have such a problem with obesity is because we have a problem with addiction. And we keep producing these foods that are fast, that are easy, that are killing us. It's not that I know I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth, but it's not that you can't have a Twinkie. You shouldn't, because it's not real food. But if there's something that you want, find a better version of it. Satisfy your cravings a different way. Joe Rogan coined it perfectly. He called it mouth pleasure. You chasing that pleasure in your mouth just to get it one more time. But the science behind it is that you only get that sensation one time. Did you know that? Did you know that the science is that first bite, you can never get it back? You don't. Scientifically, that taste goes into your mouth and that initial deliciousness never comes back. That's why we chase it. Because we're going after that initial mouth pleasure. It'll never come back. We're chasing, it's like a dog chasing its tail. You're never gonna catch it. You're never gonna catch it. And so it's like that thing, I need it. So you eat it, and then you're like, oh, that's amazing. But then you need it again. Because your blood sugar is all crazy, your insulin, your hormone, it's a hormone, it's crazy, it's acting nuts, it doesn't know what to do. So you keep chasing it like a fix. So how many drug addicts do you know out there that are successfully rehabbed, that are casual users? I'm gonna go with none, okay? None. Same with alcoholics. How many rehabilitated alcoholics do you know that go out and are social drinkers? You don't. How many former smokers do you know that were addicted to cigarettes who are social smokers? None. None. All of these people, myself included, who had addictions to certain things, don't have the ability to casually do those things, right? So if you are a person who has struggled with food, bad food, you're never going to be a person who can casually incorporate those things. You're not going to be like that hot fitness chick on Instagram eating donuts and then has a shredded six-pack. That's genetics, and it's a big fat lie. Maybe they go out and eat donuts. I did. I had cheat meals. But the rest of the time, they're eating tilapia and broccoli and water. It's not sustainable. And then you spend your time obsessing. There's a time and a place for everything. You want to do a competition, we're going to talk about you having to eat tilapia and broccoli and supplements and being hungry. That's normal. You can do that. But it's not a sustainable life. And none of them will tell you that it is. They're just not. You need to find what's sustainable for you. And if you've never had issues with food, then you can go have a donut. You can go have drinks at night with your friends. You can have a burger and fries, and you're not gonna fall off the wagon and obsess about food and then try and get back into ketosis or go to the gym the next day to punish yourself for what you did, when really you should be going to the gym so that you can be spontaneous and you can live a strong and healthy life, doing it because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. You gotta flip the script. Flip it. That's the difference between someone who doesn't have an addiction and someone who does. I've struggled with food my whole life. I still struggle with food, but I no longer see it as torture, punishment, or on the flip side, a reward. I've discovered well into my 40s that now, if I eat a certain way, I feel my best. And no one's gonna shame me into otherwise. My family, my friends, tons of them always like, you still eating this stupid, like, do you even eat this? Like, worry about yourself. Why do you care so much about what I'm doing? If this makes me feel better, then mind your business. I love smoking cigarettes. I wish I could smoke cigarettes still. I also know that it will kill me. It says so on the box. I quit smoking because it was bad for me and I was gonna die and I had kids and I shouldn't smoke, so I'm not, because it was making me sick. I stopped being a fat ass because it was gonna kill me and I felt like doo-doo all the time. This is all common sense, you guys. I started eating high fat because it made me feel better and science proved that it would make me feel better. If I start not feeling good, then I'll adjust. If something comes out saying that, oh, this is actually gonna kill me, I'm gonna adjust. But so far, I don't know, man. We're in 2018, this started in 1920s, and so far it's pretty legit. You do you, and be as educated as you possibly can. Don't worry about everybody else. They'll catch on, or they won't, and it doesn't matter. Mind your own business, right? That's what we need to do more of. So that's it for now. I have gone on for 2 days now. I'm sure I left tons of things out, but I'm gonna put this together somehow and try and make some sense out of it. Comment below, subscribe, thumbs up, do something to let me know if you want me to do any more of this. And then you can just get to know me a little better. And we'll see what happens. That's it, that's all I got. God bless you guys, namaste. Thank you for listening to me rant. America, what's up, party people? Plates on plates on plates, sled. Pull, push up, tuck, pull, push up, tuck, pull, push up, tuck, pull, push up, tuck. And then row back, row back, row back, row back. Rest in between each back and forth 30 seconds. And then keep going, 10 rounds, finisher to my back, ab, and arm day. That's how we do it. Get outside, go work out. Be awesome, eat, drink lots of water. I don't know, message below if you have any questions, comment below. Nutritional counseling, personal trainer, online coaching, just email me. Namaste, you guys. God bless you. Have a great day.